Hey guys, Daev'ja with a Destiny 2 video. It's been quite a while since I've actually done anything Destiny 2 related. I haven't been playing the game a whole lot, haven't been streaming it, I've been playing other things. But, as you can see, we're back here in Season of the Worthy, grinding that light, as you can see. Yes, I got that big light, and I got the brand new auto rifle, the 7th Seraph Carbine. So, the 7th Seraph Carbine is... First off, it is a gorgeous weapon. I mean, look at it. It looks so good. But it is a precision frame. This weapon's recoil pattern is more predictably vertical. It is a 450 RPM. We got full bore for range. We got light mag for range and a little bit of reload speed. Reloading's iffy because we have slide shot. Sliding partially reloads this weapon's magazine and temporarily boosts stability. And then we got rampage. Kills with this weapon and temporarily grant increased damage. So a lot of temporary things. But stability, damage, good range stat, and just an overall really aesthetically pleasing auto rifle. And I would say that I really enjoy this auto rifle. Let me start it off by just saying, I say that about every auto rifle. I'm just a sucker for auto rifles, but the 7th Seraph Carbine is one of the better ones. Well, kind of. It's not that easy. I can't just say the 7th Seraph Carbine is great because it's a 450. So in the Season of the Worthy, in the season right now that Trials has just returned, a lot of auto rifles got buffed, so much so that things like Hardlight 600s, 720s, they're considered pretty damn meta right now. But at the end of the day, 450s are still the worst auto rifles. I mean, yeah, they got more damage. Nobody should complain about doing more damage, but actually I'm going to complain about doing more damage. So this auto rifle and every other 450 have a optimal time to kill of 0.93 seconds. That's the same time to kill they've had since the weapon changes in Forsaken. They have not been buffed. They are just bad. And at one point, they were the best auto rifles, and then they buffed all the other auto rifles, besides 450s, and then they buffed all the other auto rifles again just now, and 450s, but 450s really got the short end of the stick, as their time to kill has not changed. Their headshot time to kill is the slowest of all auto rifles, and you might think, oh, it's precision, so you're allowed to land more body shots. Its body shot time to kill is also slower than all other body shot time to kills of any auto rifle. So if you're looking for something incredibly competitive, this at the moment is not it. So I'm just going to start the review by telling you the honest truth. But if you're looking at 450s, I would say that this is probably tied for the best 450. I'd have to do some more testing to figure out which I think is truly better. So with 450s, I did a review on the Braytech Werewolf, and it was easily the best 450 in the game at the time, especially with the roll that I had. I heard a lot of people say good things about the roll as well, people who had the same one. It just was an incredibly strong 450, and that was before other weapon types got buffed, so 450s in their own way could definitely hang. But with other weapon types, not just auto rifles, getting buffed and getting better, I really cannot justify using a 450 that well. Yes, I can make plays with it, and I love 450s. They're my favorite archetype of auto rifle. I end up using them the most of the time in casual quick play, but they just don't have those optimal time to kills. They just don't have that potent lethality. They do have good range, and that is the one thing going for them. But that being said, the 7th Seraph does have a couple things it specifically has that makes it a lot more usable, such as this might just be a me thing. I've never really heard anyone else talk about it, but as somebody who's used auto rifles for hours and hours and hours, the shot sound actually matters a lot, not just because like, oh, my gun sounds cool, but the shot sound having like a nice loud volume, being like distinct in every single shot and sounding unique, really helps me get into a rhythm of consistently landing headshots in a duel. Because obviously weapons like this, they're not hand cannons, they're not like single shot, they're automatic, they're constantly shooting, and they don't have a ton of kick to them. So being able to hear the rhythm that your gun's shooting, so you can actively do like micro flicks while tracking to try and keep them on the head, makes tracking a lot easier. But again, I might just be going for a reach here, but that's just how the gun feels to me. On top of that, it has an incredible sight. Look at it, it highlights targets. That's my biggest thing. There is a lot of visual clutter in Destiny 2. Between flinch, between big beams of bullets coming at you, between smokes, between like dark alleyways or like too much the sun being out. Highlighting a target is huge because it allows you to track them, see their movement, no matter what, and it just makes it so much more consistent to get an optimal time to kill on them. Another thing 450s have going for them is their consistency overall, and I'm actually going to touch on this one having a little bit more consistency as well. You might have noticed that the reticle of this thing is an X. After doing some testing, pretty much anywhere on that X is going to give you a headshot. So it doesn't need to be dead point and center for you to land your bullets. If any bit of that is on the head, you're pretty much going to be getting headshots So that adds to the consistency, which allows you to add their optimal time to kill of 0.93 seconds in 6 crit and 2 body. So I would say that that's pretty good. Highlights targets, it's got a lot of things going for it for a 450, so I wouldn't write it out yet. Along with things like Rampage, getting 1 kill, your next kill now has a much more optimal, easy to land time to kill. But it is important to note with the changes, because this isn't just a video on the auto rifle, we're talking about the auto rifle changes. It takes 8 shots to hit your optimal time to kill for a precision frame, which in my head, I think a precision frame should be more lenient because the precision should do a little bit more damage. But we actually are in a meta where 600 RPM adaptive frames also take 8 bullets to kill, but fire 150 bullets a minute faster. So just a little nitpick there, but overall, the 7th Seraph, it is an incredibly aesthetically pleasing weapon. I think it's one of the most gorgeous weapons in all of Destiny 2, and I do think it has things going for it. That being said, obviously, I've clarified, I don't think this weapon is competitive. Do I think you can go into quick play and slay with it? Yes. Do I think if you're trying to learn auto rifles, 450s are a really good starting ground? Yes. Yes, I do. Do I think you should bring this into 5500 comp? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I do not think that you should bring this into really any high tier of comp. If you're just going to 2100 for a pinnacle and whatnot, you're completely fine running something like this, but I would not use this in higher tier comps, and I would not take a weapon like this into trials in its current state. That being said, you might be thinking, oh, well, then why do I want it if it's not great right now? We see buffs and nerfs all the time. This isn't the first time auto rifles have been buffed. I would expect that it will happen again before Destiny 3. So, this being a seasonal exclusive, I would definitely farm out a good one, and I would recommend Slide Shot Rampage. I looked at all the rolls, and I personally think Slide Shot Rampage is definitely the best roll for this auto rifle. And if auto rifles 450s get a huge buff later, I currently put this tied for number 1 with the Braytech Werewolf. So if you don't have a Braytech Werewolf, or even if you do, it would be wise for you to get one of these, and even if you're just going to store it away in your vault. But I do recommend going to quick play, trying it out. Like I said, satisfying, it's got a couple things going for it, and just see if you like the weapon, because not everything needs to be top tier for you to like it. That's something I like to stand by in the channel. So while I'm not super happy with the changes they made to 450s in specific, I do think that at the end of the day, they at least understand how to make a 450 good. Having a solid sight that when you AD, the reticle does not move very much. Having a large reticle, so it's a lot more forgiving with bullet magnetism and that sort of thing. And, you know, at least getting access to something like Rampage. It gets Swashbuckler too. Swashbuckler could be really, really good if you're playing a ranged melee or a shoulder charge. I didn't mess around with the Swashbuckler roll, so if you have a Swashbuckler roll and it's God tier, or you have another roll and you think it's really good, feel free to let me know down below your thoughts, because I'm always interested in learning and whatnot, right? I don't want to fill people with misinformation. If somebody's right and I realize I was wrong, I'll pin the comment and I'll make sure that hopefully people go down and they see it. But that's going to be it for the video. If you liked, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, do whatever you want. Follow me on any of my other social medias, my Twitch, where I got this gameplay live, and I get a lot of gameplay live, whether it be Destiny, Overwatch, something like that. But yeah, that's going to be it, and hopefully I'll have a Trials weapon review for you guys soon, unless I don't upload for another couple months. But thank you so much. I'm out.